Good evening and welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Trayvon, the great Blaze Bayley. How you doing, man?
Good, absolutely fantastic, really. I'm doing too good, really,
Don't
Sean.
don't say that. Don't say that. You got
I'm
kind of
doing
a
too.
musical, the
I've got
compliment.
offers. I'm like a rhinestone cowboy. Offers coming over the phone. It's incredible. It's been a crazy start to the year. We went
Yeah.
to Spain. It's my Silicon Messiah 25th anniversary. It's the solo album I did after Maiden. I didn't have a record deal. I made it all with my own money that I got from Iron Maiden at the time, and all of that made exactly the album I wanted. With Andy Sneap as producer, got a whole band together. All of that. I'm so proud of the
It's a
music,
good album.
but at the time, it failed completely. It got some good reviews, but nobody really picked up on it, and there was no tour arranged by the management at the time. So it kind of just nothing happened. And now, 25 years later, I produced my own albums. It's my own small record company, and I do what I want to do. And Chris Appleton, who I work very closely with, suggested that we do a tour, a 25th anniversary tour, and it's just been fantastic. The response has been absolutely amazing. It's the tour that I always wanted, really.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few sold out shows. Everything's been full. A lot of fans who have picked up on the album over the years but never had a
Mhm.
chance to hear a lot of the songs have really enjoyed it. And I've slightly rearranged with the guy with my band, slightly rearranged some of the songs to make them even more dramatic and more. My voice has changed, and to suit my voice as it is now. And so
Mhm.
far, fans have just been incredible. The reaction has been fantastic. So for Silicon Messiah to get this recognition now is incredible. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
I'm not surprised. I want to say because I went back, I looked at. I always thought you were in a rough spot coming in to the Maiden at that time and to begin with. But I looked at the sales, and I'm not. I mean, I love Maiden and everything too. But I looked at the sales in the metal market back then. Maiden and all the bands consecutively were going down in sales.
Well,
You entered
Sean,
though. You
you
entered
know
the
what it
market
is?
in a negative. Like you
Sean,
didn't give
you,
it a
you
shot.
know what it was, man. You know what it was is the whole MP3 had come,
Yeah,
the iPod, 1,000 songs. The
yeah.
iPod had come, streaming was starting. Do you know what happened the year I joined Iron Maiden? EMI, biggest record company in the world, they sold every factory they owned everywhere in the world. They sold it.
Really, I
So
didn't know that.
that's what happened. And CDs and the vinyl, the record companies killed vinyl
Yep.
to make room for CDs. So we all had to buy our records again,
Hmm.
convincing us, what an incredible lie, that, oh, CDs were so much clearer than vinyl. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah. If
And
you don't
um,
like hearing the
and so
top end of
that's
the song,
why all sales of all
right?
plastic, all the vinyl, all went down for every recording artist. And the thing about metal and the kind of fans that we are, we want. I don't care if I've streamed an album, I'm still going to buy it if I like that
I agree. I
artist. I
agree. I
must
agree.
own it. And I think we're all the same as metal fans. But
Yeah.
there are a percentage of fans who aren't hardcore, who won't buy that album and will be satisfied with a ripped CD or something like that. So that's what happened. It all went down, man. Everybody suffered. We have paid meet and greets now because of that.
Yeah.
Because bands got uh, years ago, tours never had to make money. They would put on incredible shows, and all the CD sales and vinyl sales, they made so much money off that. That would pay for the tour, and any losses, they didn't care. They made so much money off CDs. And then suddenly that whole income goes, oh, the tour better make a profit now.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the industry's changed, and it's changed in a way. It's a kind of behind the scenes in a way because I'm still making music like I always did, and so
You
are
found the
all of the
back way in.
bands.
You know that? You found the back way in that now other bands are doing. It's because the topic of my show. You made yourself a cottage industry coming in. You rebuilt yourself up as a small, almost like a small businessman, and
Yeah, it is. It's
that's
just a
where you make
small
the profit.
business.
But all rock bands now need to do that model without the record labels and all that jibber jabber. You
Well,
came
you
in and kind
have
of came into it on your own. Like you kind of cut
a,
your own path.
a friend of mine. Um, he said something to me which really resonated with me around the time that I did my Man Who Would Not Die album. He says, everybody goes, oh, I want to get signed. And this is what we all said back in the day. Oh, got to get signed, got to get a
Right.
record deal. And here's the question. Why? Why do you need that? And the answers to that, it, if you go, well, actually, that bit I could do, that bit I could do, that bit I could do, and all of that. And yeah, you've got to go, all right, I really don't want to. I'm not headed. I'm not setting my heart and, oh, I want to play stadiums one day. I did that with Iron Maiden. I was happy doing it. I liked it. I still support and do big festivals.
Yeah.
And so I play theatres and venues and places where I'm intimate. My music is supposed to get you and find you, get in your ears and go to your heart and capture you and make you forget your life and make you feel better. That's my idea. That's my art. And I
Yeah.
feel I'm doing it in the right place. I'm reaching the people that I need to reach. And if you listen to my War Within Me album, you have to listen to it 2, 3 times to start understanding that, yeah, the world can be better and you can feel better if you're in a funk. And that's why we did it, because it was coming out the end of COVID. The world, we wondered if we'd ever be able to do gigs again. The world
Mhm.
was insanely bored. And we thought the last thing you want from your favorite singer is an album where he goes, oh, I feel so terrible. So every single part, every chord, every lyric of the War Within Me album was, does this end in a positive way? Does this
Yep.
give a positive message? Does this make you think in a good way? And that's what we did. And then we followed that then with Circle of Stone album, and it's been incredible. And now coming back to the Silica Messiah anniversary and playing the songs like The Hunger and The Brave and Born as a Stranger, and all the work I put into the lyrics at the time to bring them back to life. It's like seeing old friends from your high school go, wow, oh, what, you look amazing. It's an incredible feeling. Really, I
I,
feel very, very lucky. And of course, there's a big advantage is some fans have known those songs for over 20
oh yeah.
years and lived with them, all that. So they know the lyrics and the melodies really well. People are singing along, man. It's so loud. People singing at the Silica Messiah shows. It's incredible.
I loved it when it came out. So to me, when I heard that you were doing the tour, I'm like, it makes sense because metal is finally back at a better spot when there's a resurgence where finally
Yeah.
it's like it's evened out. It's evened out
Yeah, it's a
with albums.
music business. Don't matter how good you are. It just doesn't matter. If you think that writing the best song in the history of the world will get you anywhere, it won't. What will get you somewhere is if thousands and thousands of people hear it and tell their friends and they all buy it. That's what'll get you somewhere. But
Yeah.
writing it and doing the best album, the best song doesn't mean anything. What means something is actually getting out and showing people and getting them to listen to it. And you need to be able to do that. And if there's no tour booked and you're a live singer and a live band, then what can you do? It doesn't matter how good you are if nobody can see you. And
Right.
then nobody, there's no adverts. Nobody said so. So that was it. That's what happened to me when it came out, and then slowly now, yeah, I have my own thing. I have a small, wonderful, dedicated, hard-working team that puts things together for me, puts the tour together, and works really hard with me on the album and the music. So it's a much better place. And the best thing is I'm completely independent. So I choose who I work for. If I don't like the venue, if they don't care about the sound, if they're disrespectful to the fans, I don't go back. And
Mhm.
nobody can make me go back. And I don't care how much money it is. If you treated my fans like crap, I'm not coming back to your venue. That's it.
That's a pretty solid attitude to have, and to be in a spot that you can, and to persevere through all these years of ups and downs. Like, who are you reading for books? Because you always have some great ideas, and you have some, your thought process. What do you like? You got to be
Well,
an avid
I
reader.
I wanted to read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Philip K. Dick.
Yep.
That's the book that the movie Blade Runner is based on. And when I went back, I saw the movie first, like a lot of people. Then I went and found that book, and I was just shocked and amazed in the best possible way at the differences and what Philip K. Dick does
Oh yeah.
with
All
everything.
this
And
writing, all this writing. It's like,
the whole thing of your identity, what and who are you, and the trick that he plays of waking up, but you don't know yet you've woken into a dream, and you're going to wake up from waking up. It's just what? It's just incredible the tricks he plays. I love his writing, and Robert Heinlein as well. Reading him, and also a big influence on the Silicon Messiah album was the movie Gattaca,
yeah.
and it just that's it got me so many times because it's so well edited that it flows. It's never boring, but it does have a lot of meaning in it, and there's a lot of the facial expressions and little inflections. It manages to keep that with never be boring. And the message of will, the human will and desire to be something, will override the physical limitations. And that's something I'm like, wow, that meant the world to me at the time to be to believe. And my favorite scene in the movie, which I wrote the song Reach Out about this, it's called Reach for the Horizon, is the song. There's the two brothers. One is genetically perfect. One has the will and desire to become an astronaut. And they challenge each other. They said, right, okay, we'll see who can, we're at the beach, we'll see who can swim the furthest. And the genetically perfect brother fails and goes, I'm turning back. And he turns back. So the brother who has the defects and everything, he wins that thing. And then years later, he says, I don't know how you beat me. How did you beat me? He said, what you did, what you wouldn't turn back. And he says, I never left anything to turn back. In other words, he was going to die on that hill, as
Die.
we now say. He was
Yeah.
going that way. He was never turning back, no matter what. He was never. If he died doing it, he would die doing it. But that was a commitment, and it was so cool, man. I love that film, and I got 2 or 3 songs out of that feeling
It was a
of
powerful film at the time, though,
real.
too, because we were on the cusp of seeing the beginnings of technology. And like you, I've read those books, all the same authors you've
Yeah.
read. That's why I enjoy your writing because it makes sense to me now. Of all your albums.
Mm.
Now, unfortunately, I don't know how you feel about it. But I enjoyed all those stories for a long time. Past year and a half in technology and AI, I'm kind of wishing I didn't read all those stories because I have enough garbage in my head now
Yeah.
to make me worry even more.
25 years ago, at the time of Silicon Messiah, I went to the library and I was looking to do the sleeve notes. And what I wanted was to get the Industrial Revolution and the Information Revolution connected. So that I have in the artwork quotes from the Industrial Revolution and from the information internet age, this revolution, and they say the same thing, that the machines will take over the jobs and lives of humans. They're identical things, so it's incredible. And I thought then I was living through it, and I never thought for a minute it would continue and continue to go on, and what we're going through now and how it affects me as an artist
Yeah.
so directly. I just had no clue. It was the beginning of the of Pro Tools, and hard drives were just becoming big enough to actually do proper full speed recording, audio and video and everything. And it's where it is now, man. It is a different place. But I refuse to be scared. I'm saying, okay, this has come now. If this is a tool, how do I use that tool to help me do the things that I really want to do, the messages that I want to give to people? How am I going to use that? And how am I going to show people that my message is genuine and from my heart? That's it. I resent them training AI on all of our music and
Right.
books and things. I resent that. And I also resent them training it using actors, and especially in the games industry. I think it's horrible that people who've been paid for a job in the games industry, and then they're taking that work and they go, oh, we can simulate that now using AI, and nobody will tell the difference.
Yeah.
I hate that side of it. I really hate it. I hope that something will happen as an alternative to it. I'll tell you what I'm predicting, though, that it may not happen in rock and metal in the next 10 years, but I will guarantee you that this is going to happen. If you look at K-pop and things like this, that you're going to have your favorite AI artist.
I agree. Yeah.
You're going to go,
agree.
which is your favorite artist? Which is your favorite AI artist? So whoever it is, if you've got Taylor Swift, and you've got Beyonce, and then you've got AI Swift and AI Beyonce, or the equivalent.
Right.
Which one do you
favorite
like
avatars?
best?
Yeah, the avatar version.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to happen, because a friend of mine took his son to a show, and my friend is my age, been in bands since the 80s, and he said, I took my son to the show, and I said, oh, a lot of this is on tape. And his son said, and? So his son, the expectation that I have or have had in the past is like, well, you go to see a band, it's all live. But that's not the expectation of newer fans now. It's like, okay, well, bands do it this way, and that's their live show. And whether you like that or not, it's another story. It's a whole debate, but that's really what's happening. In my world, I'm 100% live. I don't have a choice. I can't use a click track. I can't use sequences, because at any time I can stop the song. I can slow the song down. I can get the band to be quiet, and then I can pick up again. I can do anything. And sometimes nothing out of the ordinary happens, and sometimes it always happens. So I am 100% live, but I've got nothing against artists who use sequencers and click tracks and recording and stuff like that. I've got absolutely nothing against that. It is an art. It's an art form. It's like a different color on a different paintbrush. That's it. You've got impressionism and you've got realism. It's up to
I
you
think
which you
it's
want.
ice cream though. I like if you're gonna have any music coming in, background sounds, you know, sound effects and stuff like that. I don't want to replace the vocals, the background vocals, the instruments. If you're going to use it to add to things, or there's a big break chorus of a million angels that the band can't do to begin with, that's fine for a part of the song if it adds to the flavor. But I still want my band to sing live and off
Mm.
key. I want my guitars to have bad notes. You know what I mean? I want
Yeah,
broken
yeah,
guitar
yeah.
strings. I want to sweat.
Mm.
I think metal is going to have the best chance, and rock, or whatever people want to call it, all versions of it, from
Yeah.
rock to extreme metal to black metal, because it's real, and that's the
Yes.
audience, and that we don't, nobody they actually weigh against AI, so that's going to be almost like a life raft
I
from
think we
AI and
have a
music.
pride as well as musicians. We have a pride and we're competitive. I'll admit that. I'm competitive. I want to be the best. I also want to be better than the next guy. So I think when we pick up guitars, yeah, we want to be like the best guitarist. We
Yeah,
want to be like Randy Rhoads. We want to be like Van Halen. We want to be like Nuno Bettencourt. We want to be, a top.
yeah.
You pick up you don't pick up a guitar going, I just want to be like Bob Dylan. Normally, Bob Dylan picks up the guitar. I want to write some great songs. It's a different kind of guitar, isn't
Right.
it? So I think that's it with rock and metal. With the musicianship, I hope that continues. That people really do want to become a virtuoso and an expert and some they want their name to go. Oh, have you heard him? Or her, that person.
I think maybe you might hear a. Have you heard him? He's a live player or something like that. Would be like
I
it'll be a
think
special
that
function.
could be the future, Sean. That could be the future.
It's what's funny is I heard yesterday. I checked in all the AI computers and stuff, and they put one. I don't know if it was Claude or one of them put in the information in to say that they were going to turn it off, and Claude came back with 84 times of them saying they're going to do it, so just saying it was going to turn off. It came up like 84% trying to figure out how to blackmail the creators of it to keep them from turning it off.
What was that?
Yeah, the AI program, Claude. I think it was Claude. I can't validate. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. That they were, yeah, because
Do you
always
think
running
that's
tests on it.
real?
I heard that I've already heard of problems with AI not wanting to turn stuff off. So,
Yeah,
I heard that the
but
other
do you
day, and I
think
want to
that,
check.
Sean? Really, this is no criticism of you at all.
No,
I'm
no.
just asking your opinion.
I think
Just
that
do you think that it is real that there is an AI that will seems like it's blackmailing a
I will.
human not
I
to
think
hit
so.
the power switch?
You haven't heard about people? Someone wrote an article about, and this was actually a news article on this one. They wrote an article and they turned something else because they were doing like an editor, and they felt it was written by AI, and they put it down or whatever. An AI bot turned around and wrote against them and did a whole press thing against this person. A robot went after an editor online, going after all the dig. Yeah. So there has been some rogue stuff already. AI has clones everything. It's not like goofy. I mean, so if they're learning how to blackmail, if you're learning how these are done and you're watching the news, I mean, they pull from everywhere. Why wouldn't they learn about blackmail? I mean, that's the biggest thing we've out there.
Yeah, I mean, we've had so
I
many
think so. I
problems.
do think, yeah. Isn't that crazy though? Imagine a computer blackmailing you.
Well, if you think about, we've had so many problems. Young people have been blackmailed over
Mm-hmm.
stolen photos
Yeah.
that were just for their own use and things like this. So, yeah, that's been in the news. It's because of the internet that particular kind of blackmail has happened and those tragedies have happened. So, yes, it's in a domain where AI could learn if it wanted to,
Yeah.
I
It,
suppose, about that, and it could learn how to blackmail people.
that's the problem. I think like with the arts, I think it's sad. It'll affect all the creative parts. Then of course how it's going to affect industry. Those are real awful things. But the fact of a creation that can impersonate people to a whole other level
Mm.
is just so. That's Philip C. Dick type stuff. That is so bananas. Like that's like beyond even. losing a job or a career or something. That's like
Yeah.
losing your identity,
Yes, it happens to me.
which is such
It
a
happens to
level.
me in a small way, Sean. Someone is using me to advertise Bitcoin as if it's
I'm not
me.
laughing at. I'm laughing at how horrible this
Yeah,
is. Like
it's
it's
horrible.
like
It's horrible for me because, and here's the thing, they've obviously chosen me because they know how connected I am with my fans and how trusted I am
right.
with my fans. So that's what makes it even more vile and despicable that someone is using my image and pretending to be me to sell something else that's nothing to do with me. So a fan that doesn't have an intimate knowledge of my website and the things I stand for might get persuaded by that. And it's a horrible, horrible thought.
I can imagine the level you got to that. I think once I don't think a lot of people realize what it's like once you're on the internet and people know who you are to a certain level, and then people say things about you or
Yeah.
they represent you. In a day-to-day life, most people don't know it. I've had a tiny drop with the size of my show of what it feels like, and it feels the first time I heard something as loud as thunder. Now your skin gets a little thicker. I've got a little better, but the first time something happened, someone said something and did something along those lines to me, I thought I first I was like, oh my goodness, I feel like you're out of control, like you're sliding on snow. You just feel like you have no control, but you're watching it
Mm.
happen. The second thing I thought was, and I'm like, I can't imagine what people that are like you and people that are in the light go through on a big level. I mean, that I just had a scratch on my. It's like a dig in the
Mm.
car. I had you and anybody's out there really known. What you guys go through on a day to day basis would make me insane
Yeah.
because
So
it's no
the
control.
way I've responded to it is I I tell all of my fans that I do not personally engage with anybody online. That's it. I don't go. If anybody engages with them, it's part of my team, and that's it. And
Mhm.
so, if anybody says that they are me, my fans know it's a fake because
Yep.
I never engage with my fans online in any way. If I some of my fans have become friends because they've been with me for so long, I've got their phone numbers. I can
Yeah.
phone them up. They can message me, but you can message me through blazebayley.net. You can send a message there, but I will not engage online because then all of my fans, in a small way, once they know it, are protected because they just know, well,
Yeah.
I saw him on stage live and he said he never can talks to anybody online. He never responds. So that's it. It must be a fake. And
I think that that's the way to go. I mean, I'm obviously doing a show now. The same thing. Most of the artists I talk to, I have the phone numbers and stuff. And I work the text. But if I do talk to them through other ways, I know it's them from verifying it from this way because we've had that loop.
mm,
But people that don't know, and I want to tell anybody who's actually listening, no musician, artist, celebrity will ever reach out to you privately, ever. No one will ever will. If you go to your website, it's very up to date. Get all your stuff on there. Um, your tour dates, your albums. It's got a write up, some clips of videos. Your YouTube page is great. It's up to date. People should check that out also. Subscribe. And that is where all the information is for you. As we get near the end of this, I do want to say, so I do see you got Silicon Side, you got a great year plan, then you got some doing it again, some Iron Maiden, Legacy, I don't know what you call it, shows. So you're kind of bouncing between the two.
X Factor album, and it was the anniversary of that. And I thought, oh, I'll do one. It's a shame to let the 30th anniversary of the X Factor go and not do anything. And so I thought, well, maybe we'll do a one off. And then it was, well, it's the 10th album of Iron Maiden, studio album. So maybe 10 shows, 10 countries. So that's what I did. And the response was incredible. So people have asked for more. So we said, well, okay, well, we're not going to play X Factor start to finish. But what we'll do is my Iron Maiden anniversary tour with songs from X Factor and Virtual 11, my favourites from those albums, arranged in my own way. And we've just, it's incredible. We keep getting booked. No, so
Because those were good songs also that didn't
yeah,
get
it's a
recorded in
great
a big
year.
way.
It's
You
a
know?
great year, Sean. And then in the back of my mind, I'm just working away there, and I'm making my little notes and recording my little voice, and I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm starting to piece together my ideas now, thinking about that next studio album. And I'm
I'm
thinking,
really curious now
I'm
because of
just starting
all
to
the
think about
sci-fi.
it. Everything
Yep.
that's happening around me, of course, in some way that will go into it. I don't know how. It's a massive puzzle. I don't know what it's going to be, but you just don't. Oh, this bit here. Oh, that bit. Oh, that's an interesting thing. And you just going to different places and meeting different musicians and being out there and hearing different words and things like this, and having a little bit of time to read. So I think I'm hoping it'll be an album that's at least as interesting as Silicon Messiah and Circle of Stone. So, but we'll see. But it's really, really just wonderful to have the voice I have now, because I feel I learnt to sing. I found another third of my voice in those Maiden years working with the guys, and
Yeah.
it's only got stronger since. So now, in a way, and quite a few of my fans say this, they say I sound better than I ever have, which is crazy. But it's very reassuring. And I have a lot more confidence. I don't recover as well. That's just being old. But I have a lot
You
more
don't recover from anything,
confidence.
right? This thing
Yeah,
anymore.
I have a lot more confidence and control than I had
I say
back then.
command. I hear definitely command in your voice over the years, strong command of it. And I think what's even better is most artists, as they get to this point in their career, this many a couple decades in, after being in a rock world singing, they their voices are just tarred and looks like an old leather piece of leather. Your voice is still
Yeah,
holding up. You're up there with a handful of people now. There's a select group of your peers now
yeah,
that can deliver the goods and still be in their 50s, 60s. Up there. Once you start hitting the 40s, I'm hearing late 40s, people are blowing out their voices. Really, we're
it,
talking ages,
if
and you
you
see that daily.
if you're not careful, it's really easy to do. And if you do it big, it's just tough to recover from. You're
Right.
not coming back from it. And I'm very, very lucky that I've had breaks away from singing, and I've never used drugs. I've never smoked. I've stopped drinking now as well. My singing has always been the most important thing. I haven't always been the best behaved singer, but I've always put my singing and my fans first. I've always wanted to do my best for my fans, and that's really helped me, especially over these years. And the other thing is that, I really feel that people don't understand this about singing. You can't go to the shop and get a new voice box, a new vocal cords. It can only be what you have, and recover and show the wear and tear of what
Yeah.
you have. We say it's character. You can get new strings on your guitar. Don't matter how old that guitar is, it can sound new. Doesn't matter. You get those strings on, that bass, that thing on that drum kit, doesn't matter. That's gonna be good as new.
Yep.
But your voice is never gonna be that. You blow that out too many times, it's not coming back. And that's one of the real problems is if you sing after you've been drinking alcohol, it will affect the sensitivity of your voice. It'll affect your hearing. You'll push too hard, bang. You do that a few times and you've got real problems.
And you also think you sound better than you do too. Affects your brain a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
you know when drinking sound became really unfun. I think mostly when you realize you'd have a drink at night and it hits you like you just had died. Like did I eat a cheesecake last night? Where are these calories coming from? I
yeah.
think that was like the end keel of drinking a lot of beer anymore.
Yeah.
I might as well be eating
I,
a pound of
I,
cheesecake.
I was thinking, I'm waking up, I haven't slept, and I feel, pretty low. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't drink. I feel exactly the same as if I did drink. So what was the point in drinking? I feel just the same. There's no benefit the next day. That's all to me. And that was it. I started to feel, really understand from the feeling how vulnerable my voice was in these situations. And I think I'm just lucky, really.
I think it's
Very
smart,
lucky
you know.
to keep it the way it is.
You've seen singers that have lost their voice and all of a sudden they're like lost, or guitarists that have their hands, sometimes have their hands, they can't play guitar.
Mm,
I've seen it, and I used to, I don't know the names, and it's
yeah,
tragic. It's a whole in their life because that was not a choice they wanted at that moment.
yeah, yeah,
Not like a fighter. I mean, actually, being a musician is like being a boxer. You always want to
yeah,
go in and you feel like you're as good as your last fight. You want to go in and you want to keep going until you
yeah,
can't anymore because it's just in you, and
yeah.
sometimes you need to quit. And I think being forced into retirement sometimes because of that is really hard. Yeah, Blaze, I want to thank you for the time, and I think it's such a great story of your life. I always like to see you succeed, and I'm looking forward to the lyrics in your next album, though. I've always dug your
Oh,
lyrics.
thanks for
I am
all that
looking.
pressure, Sean. Thanks for the
Oh,
big pressure now.
there
I'm
is
going
more
to
than
go
big
even
pressure because
better.
now I know you read. You read the same books I do. We've all
Yeah.
seen we watch the same movies, which is makes totally sense why I like it. This is touches of us. This
All
whole
right,
crazy
thanks for
like I'm on
having me,
tour.
Sean. Thank you very
Thank you,
much. Good luck
thank you,
with your
sir.
show. Thank you.